Hey, it's Danny from ProjectManaverse.com, and in this video I'm going to share 4 common mistakes when it comes to producing and using your project plan on a page. First of all, what's a plan on a page? Well, let's take a step back. With any project, you're going to have a whole raft of activities or tasks that need to be completed in order for your project to deliver and in order for you to ultimately implement whatever it is you're building or changing, the software that you are delivering. And those tasks or activities need to be done in a sequence, and they need to start at a certain time and end at a certain time. And all that information is captured in a plan, usually a very detailed plan to begin with. It could be hundreds or even thousands of rows long, but what we want is a summarized view of that plan, and that's where your plan on a page comes into shape. So your plan on a page captures all that detail at a summarized level, so you can just look at it and think, yep, that's what we're doing. This is our plan. So that's what a plan on a page is. They're very useful to give you some benefits of a plan on a page. Sometimes with a very detailed plan, when you're looking through it, you just can't see the wood from the trees and you can't really see how it all fits together. So when you've got your plan on a page, it's much easier to view. You can tell the story much easier to your stakeholders and your team in terms of what we are doing to deliver this project. We need to do this. You can see we're doing this here, then this here. It's very clear. It's all summarized. It looks nice. So it's a good communication tool. Another good benefit of the plan on a page is it gives you context. So your project team members, they will all have their bits on the project that they need to deliver. They'll have their tasks they need to deliver. But sometimes it doesn't feel you feel a bit isolated if you're just working on your bit and you can't see how it fits into the whole project, the grander scheme. So your plan on a page allows you to do that, allows your project team members to see what they're doing, how it actually relates to the wider context of the project and how it contributes to the big picture. So that's quite a useful way of looking at it as well. And the last thing is that plan on a page, it does, taking a step back, let me think about this. So one thing that people, project managers, fail to realize is how valuable a plan on a page is. And it is so valuable because it is the closest thing you have to a team vision, a vision for your team in terms of what the project is delivering. Because with these IT projects, it's hard to have an end sight of what are you actually doing. You kind of have a vague vision of delivering some software, but what does that really look like? What is the team vision you're getting behind? But the project plan is probably the closest thing that you have to showing your team something every week. It's visual, and you can say, look, this is what we're doing. This is like the blueprint for how we're going to make this project a success. If we do all these steps in this order and we just stick to the plan, we're going to deliver and we're going to have a successful project. So basically your project plan, your plan on a page, is your team vision. And if your team have a team vision, it really helps with creating that team spirit and getting them behind the change and getting them motivated. So that's another good benefit of a plan on a page. So that's the context. Let's now move on to those common mistakes that I see project managers doing when they've got a plan on a page. The first one, very common, is there's no key on the plan on a page. You want a key because if you've got lots of symbols on your plan on a page, especially if you're making up symbols, you want people to understand what they are very quickly. So make sure you've got a key, so every symbol on your plan on a page is represented on that key and people know what they are. So things like your chevrons, things like your milestones, things like your decision points, all that stuff, put it in your key. Any like dependencies, symbols for dependencies, get them on the key so everyone understands what is on that plan on a page. Surprising how many people don't use a key, but it's a very good, better, effective way of creating your plan on a page. Next is a lot of plan pages don't look very good. They look messy, they look crap, they look scrappy. So you want to make sure it looks good because, as I say, this could be seen as your team vision. So you want a nice team vision. It has to be pleasing to the eye, aesthetically pleasing. So make sure you've got a nice color scheme going along. Make sure it's not messy because over time, as you're updating your plan on a page, you might have to add things. You might have to try and cram things in. And unless you take time to actually just tidy it up every now and then, every week, just have a bit of a housekeeping on your plan on a page, make it tidy. It can get messy very quickly. That's a very common theme with plans on a page. You don't want a messy plan on a page because it almost reflects the project and the attributes of the project. Because if you've got a nice, clean, orderly plan on a page, maybe your project is nice and clean and orderly. If it's all messy and scrappy and chaotic, maybe your project is messy and scrappy and chaotic. So it's psychological as well. So make sure it's nice and tidy. Common mistake number 4 is people don't rag their milestones on the plan on a page. So on your plan on a page, you can have lots of milestones. And what you should be doing is indicating on how likely those milestones are going to be, how likely it is those milestones are going to be achieved. So you do that by ragging them. You put a status on there. Are they red? Are they amber? Or are they green? Green is everything's fine. Red means you're not going to hit that milestone or it's already missed. And amber is somewhere in between. So for all your milestones, just make sure you rag them so people can look at your plan and they can see where are the risk points and where is everything looking good. And make sure you put that color code on your key as well so people understand it. You might have a blue for complete as well. If you completed the milestone, put it blue. Okay, the last common mistake on the plan on a page is that people don't break it down enough. So it should be a summarized view, but you don't want a too summarized view. What I see a lot is just blocks, just like you got a plan on a page, but it's just like block after block after block. That doesn't tell you anything. You need to break that down further so you can have a nice sequence or have a nice waterfall pattern and tell some kind of story. And if you can, show the critical path. What are the key things that must happen in that exact order to achieve your ultimate go live, your ultimate implementation date? That's your critical path. If you can put that on there, get it on there. But yeah, make sure it's broken down. So it's a summarized view, but you want to break it down as much as possible on your plan on a page to tell the story of what's happening. Okay, let me do a quick recap on the plan on a page common mistakes, and then we'll call it a day. Common mistake number 1, there's no key. Make sure you have a key on your plan on a page to represent all the symbols on there. Number 2, it looks crap, it looks messy, it looks scrappy. Make sure it looks nice because that does reflect the housekeeping of your project in general and the orderliness of your project and your administration hygiene as a project manager. Number 3, you don't rag the milestones. Make sure you're ragging those milestones if they're red, amber or green. And the last common mistake is it's not broken down enough. Make sure you're breaking it down and you're telling a nice story. Okay, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the thumbs up if you did. And if you want to see more videos like this one, hit that subscribe button. And until tomorrow, please take care.